Haley Clifton Carmack worked at Lakeway High School in Pulaski County. She's now charged with having sex with a student. In early December, a school resource officer reported a witness came forward saying the teacher and a 16-year-old student were in a relationship. Investigators then went to the high school and took Clifton Carmack's phone. The superintendent for the district told KY3 she hadn't been at the school since December and did not expect her to return. Another man, Mark Creighton, is also charged in this case because detectives say he knew about this relationship and did not report.
Oh yes, we're back with another video. Here we go again. What number are we on today with this most recent story? We have a issue in our society where the truth is being suppressed, is being muted. The reality of what is truly going on is being covered up with BS all day. We have a lot of serious issues that do not get any attention. They do not get into the headlines. And we must ask these questions as to why that is. Why do we have to go searching and prowling and trying to get what's really going on in our society? Because this story is one of many that I've done in my segment or my series titled Super Predators. This has been a farce because it's been alleged that mostly men are the ones preying on the children, which two things can be true at the same time. But let's look at how many stories that have come out about men, because we know if any man is even accused without any evidence, it's on every headline in mainstream media. So why haven't we seen any male teachers in the headlines of these situations when a teacher-student relationship is exposed? Well, we already told you, and Willie Lynch, if you're familiar with the letter, told you that the woman is the crux, she's the deciding factor in economic success or failure for the most part. That's not a quote, but that's me paraphrasing what was stated. And when he stated that, if you don't know what he means, I'll break it down. The woman is the easiest to manipulate. The woman, 80 to 90% of marketing is geared toward women because women are emotional. They're going to act off impulse. They're going to shop off. Again, just look at a woman's closet and look at how much she's collected over the course of time and just wore it maybe once or twice. And to her, now it's junk. It is garbage. It's not worth her wearing because it's no longer in style. How you do one thing is usually how you do all things. So you see these women in these stories, such as Haley Clifton Carmack or Carmack. You see these headlines and they try their best to hide the names at the bottom or in the middle of the story. They don't plaster it like they do with the men. But we're egalitarian, right? We're all equal. That is the lie that they told us, but that is not how they portray, or that is not how they process. You have women that have been caught on video shooting men out within 3 years. Setting up men to shoot each other. Not one day spent behind bars. Not one day. And she's the whole reason why a man loses his life through gunfire and violence. She doesn't spend a day in jail. Called out for lying that caused the violence. Not one day in jail. The forbidden lust that women have it's always that forbidden fruit. That forbidden fruit is so sweet because you don't supposed to have it. Most women want what they cannot have, which is why they end up with nothing in the end. When you go to your grocers, you go to your local, stores, grocery, just pay attention to the women in the stores that are walking alone. Those are going to be your baddies that are getting all of the attention, the DMs today. See them in 10, 20 years. That's going to be them. But let them tell it. It's going to be a sucker waiting for them at the end of the race. Once they decide to get off the carousel, the CC, they know in their heart of hearts, a man or a sucker is going to be waiting to save them. This is how they truly feel, and this is what they believe. The issue with this story is that the father was complicit in this whole cover-up of his son, and I can see why. I can see why, because a lot of men take pride and they live vicariously through their children, especially their sons. Let's look at little league sports, from baseball, football, basketball. They're filled with the dads in a lot of cases. The dads spend absurd amounts of money with the training, the coaching, the camps, because they want to live their NFL and NBA dreams out through their children, their sons. So they catch them early and they put them in sports. If you're in any inner city, if you're in a metropolitan area, most of the time your parents are gonna put you in a sports arena, which is not a bad thing because it helps with the social development. It helps with team building. It helps with building work ethic, etc. So I'm not opposed to this, but this is just me stating a fact. But with this situation, where an inappropriate relationship is being covered up by the father, because the father just wants to live it out and say, hey, my son, he wants to go to work too and brag to his coworkers and say, yeah, man, my son is nailing his teacher. Look, this is her right here. Yeah, my son is nailing his teacher, his tutor. Not only do men have the pipe dream of being in a professional league of sports, they also have the pipe dreams of being a player, being a Mac, being able to get beautiful women. So if their son can do that, they'll support it. But again, you don't know the long-term side effects in which men and boys will have by dealing with a woman older than them, that's more experienced than them. Again, how is he going to interact with these 16 and 17-year-old girls? Because he's just not going to have 25, 26, 27, and 30-year-old women lined up at the door. More than likely, he's not. So he's going to have to go back to dealing with women of his age. But the women are going to look at him as a higher status male because he was able to pull his teacher. But he's going to be too advanced for them. He's going to be running circles around them. But we do have a situation in America to where the female behavior is not analyzed and put in its proper context. It's simply glossed over as some type of trauma, some type of, excuse for her operating the way she operates, and not negating or dismissing the trauma that she may have endured to get her in such a mind state. That is very true when you see the women with the tattoos everywhere. You see the women drinking every weekend. You see the women hypersexual. In a lot of cases, these women have been touched by men in their family or in their community. They've been taken advantage of. And this has a long-lasting effect on the psyche and the mental development of women. You have women, and I'm going to do I'm going to do a second video. It's going to reveal some things. And I had a guy comment on one of my videos. He say it sounds like I'm complaining a lot of the times. No. So I'm going to give you some tips and some things to get you some wins under your belts. I'm going to put out some good game. I know I've been, giving these stories and some of the dynamics, but I'm going to give you some game. I got some game coming for you. Don't worry. But this situation with this young lady and this boy, it reveals a lot to where, how are you not able to get a man in your same age bracket? Which, again, I had a video of the woman being the walking contradiction. She fits the profile of the woman that says he needs to be 8 feet tall and making 6-7 figures a month. He needs to come to the door with roses. I need to go to Dubai on the first date and all of this stupid shit that they say. But these women are being exposed and caught week after. I just did a video a week ago. Same scenario. These women are getting caught almost every week dealing with children because they want to have power. They want to feel like they're the dominant person in the situation. This is why women are always talking about, I want a partner. No, I'm not going to be your fucking partner. I want a partner. I want this. I want that. But yet the behavior exposes that that is not true. You're just simply saying what sounds good and what other women are echoing because it makes them appear to be of a certain cloth. It's almost like saying they don't eat Cheesecake Factory, they eat Fleming's and so forth. It gives a appearance of upper echelon. It gives the appearance that they live a high lifestyle, that they're above a certain restaurant. It gives them a certain quality. When you look at the behavior under the table and behind closed doors, it is 100% contradictory. This is why I say, fellas, you must not listen to the words of the women. You must look at the actions of the woman, because that is what's going to be the true indicator of who she is and who you're going to get. And you must do a long vetting process. You hear these women, the women have a great way of twisting narratives and coming up with contradictory standards that you must meet, such as, if you want to be married within the first 6 months. No. So what they like to do, they put these short-term windows. How do I know I want to be locked in with you for life within 6 months? When you look at the business world, these rookies that come out, they don't come out of the gate getting 10-year deals. They get a temporary contract to see how they perform. They get a temporary contract to see how they're going to perform. They don't come out getting 12-year deals after doing 3 months of training camp and practice. They don't say, well, we're going to give him a 19-year deal. It's not the case. But you see these women saying 3 months and 6 months, a year. No. That is the time that they can act. That's the longest period of time that they can put on a front to try to convince you. And when you are, this is why when you come to that year, a little over a year, 2 years, they get antsy. Hey, what are we doing? I can't act like I'm a good woman for too much longer. I can't act like the woman I presented myself to be to you for too much longer. When are you going to give me a ring, or when are you going to commit? So you must watch what they do. This is another episode of my Super Predators segment. They're going to more likely continue because these women are going to continue to get caught up. Now, you have to ask, if all of these stories that I've done, and I've missed a few, if these are all of the stories that have come out, how many do you think have not come out yet? How many do you think got away with it? You see, the women are the walking contradictions. They do not act in the same way that they speak. And you have the father who is supporting his son because he gets a rise. He gets a pat on the back. Hey, man, your son's still banging that teacher when he goes into the warehouse, when he goes to the job site. Hey, man, your son's still banging that hot teacher. Yeah, man, he's still banging it. Yeah, man. So he gets to be the big man on the yard or in the workplace for a period of time. But now he's been arrested because he's been complicit in a inappropriate relationship, which can more likely cost him his job. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Nothing more, nothing less. Stay tuned for my next video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It's the Day Master.